guys, and welcome back to the Queen's Talk Show. Okay, so today I am at the MEDFORUM Medical Seminar, and I will just show you guys what we are going to learn today, anything interesting, and it's just all about medical things, some tutorials, and just learning about women, everything that is good. So I'm going to show you guys some videos, and we're going to discuss a little bit about medicine and everything. If there are any medical doctors or anyone who wants to become somewhere in the medical field, you can just check this out, and it is very nice. It's very informative. You'll get to learn a lot of things. So this is MEDFORUM. It's all done by MEDFORUM, and there's also Lecturio. That is the lectures that are done online. They're found on YouTube and so many platforms. So this is a very good seminar to be at. So I will show you guys whatever we're going to learn. I'm going to show you guys, and if you have anything to say, you can say anything in the comments below. So yeah, let's do this.
Tsunami in the Pacific that washed away many homes and families. Sometimes there are diseases that are worldwide concern. But we must remember to begin with the people who are close to us. Who is it that is close to us that is in a special need? When you think of individuals who are on the margins of society, what kind of people come to mind? I want you to raise your hand and say it out loud. Who is in distress?
The poor.
Okay, I heard someone say war, places where there's war going on. Who else?
Poverty, people with poverty.
People in poverty. Yes.
Droughts.
What about elderly people? Or those who are disabled?
Yeah.
Or those whose language skills are not excellent? So as physicians, we are professionals, but we also have a mission of compassion to assist those particular individuals who are most vulnerable in our societies. My own career began with a very good book. The title was Deliver Us from Evil. And it was written by an American physician who served in Vietnam in the 1950s and 60s. And as I read of Tom Dooley's life of service to the people of Vietnam, I had a deep conviction that this is what I want to do with my own life. And so I began looking for opportunities to emulate this particular doctor. And it began at a maternity hospital in Haiti. Haiti is the poorest nation in the Western Hemisphere. And at the maternity hospital, we were delivering babies, but we had no gloves. And we had newborns, but we had no blankets in which to wrap these children. It was very sad. Well, as I continued my medical education, I looked for another opportunity. And this was in the country of Honduras in Central America, where we delivered babies, and we did have gloves. And we had blankets for our newborns. And then as a resident physician, I moved to Niger in West Africa. And you are all very intelligent young physicians. Help me with this. So I saw these children. They have these lumps on their heads, and on their skin, on their chest, on their legs. And they're a little bit tender, and they're a little fluctuant, a little squishy, and a little bit red. And so I thought that this is what? What's my diagnosis? Inflammation. What else could it be? Raise your hand and say it out loud.
Could it be tapeworms?
Tumor. Could it be tapeworms? Infection. Well, I thought it was an abscess. So I put in some anesthetic and I incised this lump, expecting pus to come out. And what came out?
Worms.
A worm, exactly. A big white round worm of onchocerciasis, the cause of river blindness. epidemic disease in West Africa. So I realized that I have a lot to learn if I'm going to be caring for people. So I finished my training and I moved to Shanghai Renji Yuan, where I worked for 2 years. And at Shanghai Renji,
and I'm a bit biased towards maternal and child health because that is my area, obstetrics and gynecology. I know that most of us, considering the countries that we come from, most OBGYN are men, right? Apart from the Asian countries and Arab countries, most of the places, the people are men. We have very few women, even back home in Ghana. And the question is, why did I decide to go into obstetrics and gynecology, an area that is so demanding, that takes a lot of your time? And as Dr. Nicholas rightly said, you have to try and create a blend with your family life, because if you just focus on your work and it's just running around trying to help other people, you live a lonely life. A lot of practitioners are suffering with depression because it's like their lives has just been work, and after 50 years, they realize they are alone. So why did I decide to go into obs and gynae, and how has it been? It's been fun, because that is what I want to do. As one of our sisters rightly said, do what you love. It's a lot of work, it's demanding. Yes, the men didn't want some of us there. They said it was a men's zone, but some of us have survived. In my few years in obs and gynae, it's been fun for me. And I hope to see more women, more of my ladies join us in the nearest future. Am I right? Should I be expecting more ladies?
Yes.
All right. So we will talk briefly. This is going to be a very, very short presentation because there are lots more coming after